to choose some shloka or something
Yes, Maharaj.
relevant to the topic you said.
Yes, yes.
Right. We need that.
Okay. गीता ऊपर से लेके आऊँ फिर?
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधवा बिहारी
जय राधा कुंज बिहारी
जन वल्लभा
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा
जन वल्लभा Ashtottar Sata Shri Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem se kaho Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauda Bhakta Vrinda ki Naam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Srila Prabhupada ki Prabhupada Noga ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Nittai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, the very famous shloka, chapter 4, text 34. Tat vidhi pranipatena.
Tat vidhi pranipatena.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Vadekshyanti te jnanam.
Vadekshyanti te jnanam.
Jnaninas tattvadarshinaha.
Jnaninas tattvadarshinaha.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Purport: the path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as it is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help lead one to the right path. Nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Enquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind towards the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries become perfect. Om Tat Sat. Om Adhyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Happy to be here with you after a very long time. I was just having a casual conversation with Prema Kirtan staying in his house, and then we chanced upon discussing this topic, and we slipped into discussing about Guru and Guruship, etc. And then that evening he said, Maharaj, you should speak about this topic tomorrow. And I said, will it not be a heavy topic to speak on? He said, no, all are devotees and they should hear this. So I am charged with the responsibility of speaking something to you. At the same time, I said that we should start with Prabhupada's text and the purport. So when you heard this purport, what did you think? Can the spiritual master be somebody who is not alive, kicking, walking, feeling, willing, thinking personality around you? Can you have a person, can you have somebody, a spiritual master who is not in person present with you? What does it look like when you read? Sorry for starting the program with a question to you. Normally we have it at the end. What does it sound like to you when you heard the purport? Just a casual question, yeah.
You said the original spiritual master is Krishna himself. So in the purport he said that Krishna is all pervasive. Spiritual master is a pervasive, is a phenomenon.
Spiritual master is a phenomenon.
Phenomenon is all over, but still that same can be accessed in person when we have the relationship.
Okay. Anybody else?
I wish we would bring Vedavyas from himself.
You wish that you should have Vedavyas himself
Yeah, sorry for everything. Who composed
as a spiritual master.
Why not? He's
Okay.
And from the translation, it clearly says that spiritual man should inquire him submissively. So unless the person is alive, we cannot inquire him submissively and seek the answers.
Okay.
And
Yes.
there is also emphasis on serving the spiritual master.
Exactly. So
So alive would be nice.
okay. So we have quite some variety of answers, ranging from the Vedavyas should be the best to live in spiritual master and a life spiritual master. So I'm not going to speak about the basics that all of you know, that a spiritual master should be accepted. Abhigachet, that is shloka that says that you must accept a guru if you're serious about advancing in your spiritual life. And here Krishna is telling Arjuna that vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. He's also saying, he's not using the word guru, you may say, but then this is what's the meaning of it. That you must approach a spiritual master, and you should, two things to mention here, pranipatena and pariprashnena, and then third thing is sevaya. That you surrender, you inquire, you serve. Three distinct features if you're really interested in. Like this teacher is somebody who doesn't charge you a fee, but this is the fee. Pranipatena, pariprashnena and sevaya. Today you can get teachers, you can enroll in a university and you can have somebody teach you. He gets a salary, you pay a fee, and you take the knowledge and you run away to hell with nothing to do with you. I just get my pay, I get my knowledge, I steal it from you, or rather I pay for it and take it from you, and we don't have anything to do. But here, education, transfer of knowledge is happening by the principle of service. Pariprashnena sevaya. Very important to note. Knowledge doesn't come just by doing some material transaction. You can get material knowledge. But knowledge about the absolute truth. The first sentence says in the purport, the path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. It doesn't say it's very easy. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master, and then he goes on to tell you what is a spiritual master. And then he says that what you really want is the absolute truth. You are learning the absolute truth. You can see the translation. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. We're talking about the truth. What's the reality? What's happening? Who is who? Where am I? Who am I? Who's God? All that is the real truth, the absolute truth. All the great philosophers and scientists and everybody have been trying to crack this truth and try to understand. That truth, if you want to know, this is the way, the riti, the method. Paripatena pariprashnena sevaya. Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. This is very important. So in this shloka, actually you can understand that the responsibility falls a lot on the disciple. It's the disciple's responsibility to inquire. It's the disciple's responsibility to serve. It's the disciple's responsibility to ask questions. Okay? It's important. And if you ask questions, you get answered. If you serve, you get pleasing benediction from the Guru, and he's happy to transfer knowledge and information to you, make you understand, and give you a learning, not just by rote, not just you mug up some shlokas, that's not the only thing spoken here. Why? Because he's a Tattva Darshi. He has seen the truth, so he can convey it to you. Important, there's a definition of who that person is also. Why? He's a Tattva Darshi. He has seen the truth. And he can explain it to you, he can make you understand, he can put you on the track and the right path. See, there are two important things to understand. There's a quote of Prabhupada saying that initiation means my touch is only a formality. It's a quote of Prabhupada. My touch is a formality. Actually, it's you who's got to do most of the job. Surprise! I think many of you thought that once I get initiated, it's all automatically works. The Guru is merciful. He will, mercifully bless me, and then I get those electric shocks. Something happens to me, my hair stand on end, and lo and behold, I become self-realized. My feet don't touch the ground anymore. I got a halo around the head. Wow, I'm gliding. It's not automatic. We're all used to so much of automation nowadays. With AI coming in, it's all AI tools and AI models. And I'm sure in the future somebody's going to come up with the AI model of a guru. It's just in the offing. It's going to come very soon. But there's a test in personalism. It's bringing you alive fully in consciousness of yourself, of who you are, and in a relationship based on your volition, based on your desire. It actually brings out your real self. That's the meaning of spiritual life. The Guru is a person who can bring out your spiritual personality, connected with Krishna, in a relationship with Krishna. He facilitates that. But a lot of work has to be done by you. A lot of work has to be done by the disciple, the student. He's got homework to do, he's got assignments, he's got classes to attend, he's got exams to write, he's got to come out in flying colors. All that happens to you. Prabhupada gave the example of him getting an admission into a university. He said it's like getting an admission to university. I'm admitting you. I am admitting you. I'm accepting you, your application. And I find that you're pre-qualified. You have some pre-qualifications fit for the medical school. So I'm admitting you inside. But this does not mean that I'm going to sit and do all the assignments and attend all the classes for you. You do it. You got to do a lot of work, right? To come out as a doctor. How does that sound to you? Wow, I thought it's all automatic. I thought the Guru will do that, Guru will do that. But actually, he inspires you. He will actually inspire you to perform and act in service to Krishna. He helps you to rehearse service to Krishna. You will first rehearse it with him. You serve him humbly. And you're rehearsing how it is to serve Krishna. Right? Nobody can go anywhere near Krishna so easily. If you have even 1% of false ego, you're not going to go anywhere near. So this is a rehearsal. So that's what's happening. Prabhupada said, in 1922, I with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, on the behest of one of his friends who said that you should come and meet. He's a nice sadhu. Prabhupada said, I've seen enough sadhus in my house. My father brings them all the time. And I don't want to see them right there. I'm in Gandhi mood. I am in Kulab, Zindabad. We should get independence. I'm in a different mood. So this friend of his took him and said, no, this is very different. I mean, you got to see him, got to take his blessings. And in this way, reluctantly, Prabhupada went to see him. But Prabhupada was very impressed with Bhaktisiddhanta Sri Thakur. Later he mentioned, I got initiated then in 1922 when I saw him. I formally took initiation 11 years later in 1933. He mentioned this. I formally took initiation, but I got initiation first when I met him in 1922. So you understand what is initiation? It's not the ceremony, it's not the smoke and the fire and the banana you put in the fire finally. And it's not all the great feeling that you get because of the ceremony and the auspiciousness and everything. It's actually quite different. It's just that you've started taking a heavy responsibility for your own spiritual life. That's the day of Diksha, initiation. This is what it means. I'm saying this particularly because a lot of people think something, mysterious is going to happen. And something mysterious will happen. Like a magician's wand, something coming up and you get zapped with it, and lots of things happen after that. And we don't ask any questions about that. It's mysterious. I just have faith in it. But no. Pranipatena, Pariprashnena, and Sevaya. These three things. That how you execute them, accordingly you get benefit. First thing is Pranipatena, humbly surrendering oneself. What does this mean? What does this actually mean? Being humble and surrendering.
Following the instructions.
It's so difficult to be humble actually. I mean, let's own it. It's actually quite difficult to be humble. It's quite easy to feel humble. You know what I mean? We all have done it. Humble means I just only tweak myself inside my subtle body and be humble. And Prabhu, it comes out emotionally through, Prabhu, I am your servant type of stuff. And then afterwards you say, hell with you. And then the moment you get up and go, it's like, back to square one. It's quite difficult to be humble. Actually be humble. When Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami first met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramakeli, Lord Chaitanya actually came there to give a special benediction to them. They were Tabir Khas and Sakara Malik. This is the name of these two Gaudiya, Gauda Saraswat Brahmana community. And their names had changed to Muslim names, and they were serving the Nawab Hussain Shah. And they were his right hand. Right? Very powerful, very intelligent, extremely capable, and super duper personalities. And also from a Brahmin class, descendant, Parampara. And they crawled on the floor. It's mentioned that they had straw on their teeth, clutched by their dentures, and offering obeisances. And they spoke some wonderful shlokas there. The Chaitanya Charitamrita was so beautiful. And they were genuinely feeling humble. Because they were actually very good, top class individuals materially. High class. Very sophisticated, very learned, very capable, very rich. Everything you want. Janmaishwarya Chuta Shiri. All of those things together. They were crawling on the floor. Keyami, Kene Amare Jare Tapatraya. Actually, I don't know who I am. Why the threefold miseries torture me? Gramya, in the village, they think great about me. And they talk all sorts of things about us. But actually, I don't even know who I am. This is my situation. And then they chanted all these shlokas that are worse than Vidbhujam, worse than worms in stool. They were feeling this because we are forced to work for a Muslim king He eats the cow. He kills the cow and he eats it up. And we are serving him for money. And so they were feeling very low, genuinely. They were feeling so low and their humility was so genuine that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately initiated them. Aji hobe tumhara naam rupa sanatana dhainya chada tumi tumhare dhainya fate moramana. He said, from today onwards, you're known as Rupa and Sanatana. Have you heard of initiation like that? As soon as you saw the Guru for the first time, prayed obeisance, your name from today onwards is Prabhu Kirtan Prabhu. Your name is so and so. You've never heard of that, right? Normally you wait in a queue and you have to wait for time and you get to test and you got to do that and do this and some mentor is breathing down your neck and it's hot air and he's asking you questions and so many things happen and finally they look into it and at least in India it's like, quite a thing. But here he initiated them immediately, your Rupa, your Sanatana. Dunhara Nam Rupa Sanatana. Dainya chada to me. Please give up your humility. Why? Tumhare dhainya fate moramana. Your humility is breaking my heart. God's heart is broken by the humility of these two people. You can imagine how genuine the humility must be. It's not that somebody is, giving them a certification. You are genuinely humble. It breaks my heart. Officially, I give you a certificate. You guys are genuinely humble. It's God telling, the Supreme Personality of God telling him, Dainya chada to me. Please give up your humility. It's breaking my heart. Because it was so genuine. And that's why he immediately accepted them as disciples. And they remained like that, very humble, very surrendered. They tell me what I should do, I do it. I give up all my wealth, I give up my position, I give up everything. Tyaktva turnam asesha mandalapatim shrenim sada tuchavat. Just tuchavat, just like nothing. They gave away their mandalapati means their positions. They gave up their wealth as nothing. Because it is the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And now you tell me what I should do. I do that. That was the humility. I'm not saying that you should be doing that. But I'm just saying what is genuine humility. So a spiritual master teaches you that. Why? You can see him being very humble. To his guru, to the whole parampara. When you see Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's writings in the Jaladuta, after his heart attack, after things happen to him, he remains very determined to continue on his journey and do the seva he's supposed to do. And then he's offering himself and saying, I can be a puppet in your hands. You can make me dance how you want to dance. Make me dance. I'll dance accordingly. Amazing. The same type of humility in Rupa and Sanatan you will see. And when Prabhupada had his first program, major program, Michael Grant, Mukunda Goswami, arranged that first program for him, wherein he called all these big music groups, Grateful Dead and all of them to come, and Prabhupada was able to have Allen Ginsberg along on the stage with him, and he asked very strategically Allen Ginsberg to lead the kirtan, and he led the kirtan and Prabhupada took it away from him slowly. He sang the kirtan, had everybody chant, and then he had an opportunity to talk about the holy name. And all this was arranged by Mukunda Goswami, then Michael Grant. And Prabhupada was very happy. He got a breakthrough and he was able to address people. And he walked off the stage. And the next day, Maharaj is describing this in his book, that Second Avenue book. The next day, there is a reporter kind of a guy who comes down running to Prabhupada's place where he's staying. And Prabhupada is just climbing the stairs. And are you not Allen Ginsberg Guru? I remember Allen Ginsberg's guru. I saw you the other day. Allen Ginsberg was sitting close to you down, and you gave him orders to lead the kirtan, and he led the kirtan. So he gives a picture like he's the Allen Ginsberg guru, our guru's guru. Allen Ginsberg was the guru for everybody. So he came and said, "Are you not Allen Ginsberg's guru?" And Michael Grant also walks in slowly. And here his Prabhupada turns around, and then with his head hung low, he looks at him and says, "I am nobody's guru. I am everybody's servant." It is so difficult to be even a servant. He says and hangs his head. And Mukunda Goswami is watching him. What a person this person is. He's telling the reporter, "I am nobody's guru. I am everybody's servant." And then he's mumbling to himself, "So difficult to be a servant." Genuinely, he's speaking. I don't think that reporter understood anything. But what is this guy saying here? He should be saying, "Just a minute. You want to interview me? I'll just put on my hair and my take a wash and put on makeup and come to you and tell me what the questions are. Let me prepare for it." Nothing. Prabhupada is instantly, spontaneously saying, "I am nobody's guru, actually. I have come here to serve all of you. I am everybody's servant." Now you know why Krishna chose Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to establish the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and carry the holy name all over the world and print those books and put it on so many languages and everything, because he was genuinely very humble. Very humble. And after that, a little success, he wrote to his godmother and says, the market is very good. People are listening to me and they like it. I think you should all come here. And we should do what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked us to do. Right? I'll get you. You be the president. I will assist you. This is in his note. You take the position. You take the title. You be the president. I will help you. I will assist you. This was a proposal he made. Again, humility. Let's all get together and do it, and you people take the position. I will just serve. Again, I will serve. And it didn't happen. They gave an answer saying that, small fish in a big pond and big pond, big fish in a small pond, some all sorts of things they had. And they gave an answer that, "No, I become a small guy there, you are too good. And you'll slowly take over my position, etc." So disgusted Prabhupada became. Right? He was on a completely different plane, very humbly suggesting, "Let's work together." And Prabhupada started the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Incorporated. Incorporation of ISKCON just happened, isn't it? What was the date?
Last week, 14 July. Yeah, so
So I thought it's relevant to talk about it. And it's an act of humility. Yeah, act of humility, because I'm not going to get through with, using the Gaudiya Math and reviving it and doing it for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. These people are not going to do it. And he started the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. It's born out of the humility of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. There's no space inside it for anybody to be puffed up. Actually, it's made out of the humility of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So, Pranipatena is maybe the most important thing. Pariprashnina, everybody has questions. Prabhupada says everybody has questions, even the birds have questions. Yeah. Quick. Saying it's all questions. The Bhagavatam. Bhurini Bhuri Karmani Shotavyadini Vibhagasha. And the purport is that everybody has so many questions, even the birds have questions. And they're squeaking somewhere. Everybody has questions, but these are not questions about, will I win the lottery and will my daughter get married to so and so? Will my son get a job? These are the things people have as questions for their guru. This is not. It's about the questions about the absolute truth, about Krishna. This does not mean that the Guru is a person who doesn't care about your material life. Just to help with you, talk to me only about spiritual life. I don't care about the struggles that you're going through. You can see how Prabhupada was not like that at all. Was very caring. For anything happened with you, your life, you're sick, you've got this difficulty, he was there telling you what you should do by depending on Krishna, at the same time acting intelligently. So it's not that, practically speaking, it's not that in this day and age, Guru will be somebody sitting in the clouds and saying, I deal only with your spiritual questions. That's also not possible. So practically speaking, you have questions and sometimes you have difficulties. You can see that in the history of many great gurus also handling these type of things for their disciples. But they do it with dependence on God and solve the problems with a spiritual solution, things like that. So pariprashnena and then sevaya. Service is something we are all very willing to do. We have a natural tendency to do that. I like to offer a donation to you, I like to cook prasadam for you, I like to give you a new dhoti and a kurta for my guru, I like to help you and this thing and that and everything. It's quite not so difficult to do that. So what's really difficult is the pranipatena. Pariprashnena and sevaya are pretty easy to do. Pranipatena, actually surrender and then asking submissively questions. That may be a little challenging for the conditioned soul. So these are responsibilities of the disciple. Therefore, somebody would like to know, so before I get to know who is my guru, what I need to know. What do I need to know? You definitely need to know some ABCD of spiritual life, what you're looking for. If you're looking for a teacher, you should also know something about the subject. It's not that once I see the teacher, only I'm going to learn the subject. You should know some basic fundamentals. In a cultural setting, like in a Varnashrama cultural setting, people are already taught those things to some extent. And some of them even learn more. And they know exactly who can help me. According to my psychophysical condition, according to my understanding, who will actually be able to help me. So the disciple also, the prospective disciple also, should be pretty well informed about what spiritual life is. Right? Especially if you take inside ISKCON, maybe the choice is narrowed down much easier than this. But if you look at the whole world and the amount of people who are hanging around as gurus, proclaiming themselves to be gurus, some guys have got long beard, some got long hair, some got no hair, some guys have got this, that, I am guru, I'll save you, I'll help you. There's a, I call it the whole nirvana industry. There's a whole commercial venture there. You come to India and I'll show you all sorts of gurus. Many of you are Indians. You come for Kumbh Mela, you see it's a huge mall of gurus. This way, that way, you turn around. Ito guru, ato guru, yato yami. All varieties of guru. Yeah. Somebody is sticking their head inside the ground and their legs are moving like that. Somebody else is fully inside the ground and only his head is up and bees are all over his head. You can go to Kumbh Mela and you can see. Take me for guru. I'll help you cross the material ocean. Look at this, look at that, and whatnot. I mean, I remember, I think it's in a conversation that Achyutananda Swami, Prabhupada's disciple, came to Kumbh Mela and went out looking at all these things. And he came in this time to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, there is a man wearing a metal cowpin. And he's got a large fishing net and people are putting money into it. And he is a guru. So he was discovering, oh my gosh, there are all sorts of people. Lucky you met Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So you will see how Prabhupada stands out so amazingly from all these gurus. I meet them. I'm in a place where, It's the headquarters of the world's most famous guru. I won't name him because he has a name that is it's like a pun on his whole function as a guru. So I'm right there, and I face the competition, I face the situation constantly. Doesn't know anything about God or spiritual life or absolute truth. But the world accepts him as the greatest spiritual mentor and everything like that. You see, so we should be getting to at least know initially what it means. Who is Guru? What he should be teaching you? And what I'm expecting. Otherwise, you really get stuck in the wrong place. Lucky that the International Society for Krishna Consciousness exists as an organization. And people get somehow attracted to the organization. And from there, at least, they have a much better choice. There are followers of Prabhupada and so on. They're already saved by coming in touch with Prabhupada's ISKCON movement. Huge service that is for most people in this world. They don't understand it, but they'll understand slowly. So this way, right from basic understanding to responsible understanding. What is the meaning of this? This is a big topic. It's a topic about so many things, about Prabhupada, about Diksha Gurus, about Siksha Gurus, about the person taking initiation who's a disciple, the future course, and what's mentioned in Prabhupada's books. It's a long topic. But I'm just speaking about some pertinent aspects that's mentioned here. I'd be more happy to answer questions and take this forward into some sort of a bigger discussion. All that's up. Hare Krishna. Can I get some water? Yeah. Any questions?
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, Prabhuji, the spiritual guru has to be alive or matter?
What do you think? All that we discussed, what do you think?
I don't know. I see all kind of examples, Like, for example, if you look at Eklavya there, for him, the spiritual guru was Dronacharya, and he was just looking at the statue, and the statue was the spiritual guru. So, I'm just confused. Does it have to be alive?
See, please also understand that gurus are various types. Dronacharya, weaponry, warfare, tactics and everything. There was also Bhishma who was guru. He was teaching dharma, he was teaching varnashrama dharma, he was teaching kingly dharma, raja dharma, and all that, and plus also recognizing Krishna as a supreme personality of God. There was Kripacharya, Dronacharya, then there was Vidura. Vidura was teaching Dhritarashtra something focused. He was pulling him out. And he was focusing on telling everybody about love of Krishna, about devotional service to Krishna. If you read the Bhagavatam, you see how distinctly he stands out. He spoke to Maitreya Rishi and his discussions with Uddhava, and how he gave instructions to Dhritarashtra, and in his pilgrimage, all that together we can understand he was advocating something quite different as a guru. So we have gurus of all types in the Mahabharata, and in the Bhagavatam also you'll see that. Examples are given. But we are talking about the guru who teaches you the absolute truth. That is an important point that you should first know. So sometimes these examples you cannot just map it on other. But certain principles are there which are to be taken. So coming back after saying that, to whether the guru should be a living personality. He should be, especially when you're a neophyte in your spiritual life, you're beginning. Definitely you want to relate to a person. If you get very advanced, maybe you can very well communicate with somebody who is not manifest present in front of you. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada spoke to Rupa Goswami in Damodar Mandir. in Vrindavan. He didn't deny it. When the disciples went to Vrindavan for the first time and they were told this, he came, and when they asked him back in America, they came and asked him, did you speak to Rupa Goswami? He said, that's an open secret. And he changed the topic. He didn't say no. He didn't say no. And if you go to Radha Damodar Mandir and you see Prabhupada's rooms, you see on the wall a quote of Prabhupada. In this place, the Goswamis are still meeting and having discussions on Krishna. Anybody who is sincere can get in touch with them. He's written it there in his court because he did it. He actually did it there. So he's not simply writing it. By his personal experience saying, anybody who is serious and sincere can contact them. But that's for a very, very advanced person to be able to do it. If you go there and try to do that, I mean, at least I also can't do it. I don't think I can do it. So I need, in my situation, bro, I need a manifest presence of a personality. And I want to watch him following these things which he's instructing me about. And that has an impact on me. And I also start slowly taking it seriously. So it's necessary, isn't it? Especially when we are in the initial stages. And most people get initiated means they are in the initial stages. If you're a very advanced person, like Prabhupada said, I got initiated when I first met Guru Sri Thakur. Now that itself shows that he was a very advanced person. Because he could know that at that time, this is the person who's my Guru. Done. I know. He knew it then only. And he accepted him then only as spiritual master. He got initiated then when he accepted him. He's going to be my Guru. Right? So I don't think most people are like that. So I think for a neophytish beginner, we definitely need to see a person practicing everything that he said he has to do. Simply practical terms, I'm saying. Yeah.
If we believe that Bhagavad Gita is Krishna teaching us, and that's the Guru Granth. And if we read the Bhagavad Gita and try to follow what Krishna is trying to teach us, isn't that enough and change enough for our simple life?
So her question is, I'm just repeating, Krishna is like the Guru, he's teaching his Bhagavad Gita. So if we just follow his instructions and accept him as Guru, why it is a necessity? But it's the same Krishna who's telling you, go to Guru. Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. If you really want to follow the Gita, follow his instructions, you have to go to Guru. He did not say, come, I will accept you as disciple, right? And I will teach you Bhagavad Gita. You don't need any Guru. You just read my Gita. No.
My question is, our simple focus is to chant, to connect with Krishna. And if we chant sincerely every day and follow the principles of teaching his teaching, then I think life becomes simple.
But you think you can understand the Gita without another person instructing you?
Prabhupada's explanation of the translation in this book is so good and
So
very
good.
explicit.
Okay, that you got Gyan. Now, how to practice that? You can read Shastra and you may be a little smart and intellectually, active, and so you can understand it very well. But now, how do you practice it? There are many things there that needs practical instruction on how to do it. When Krishna says, Manmana bhavo mat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, that's not enough for you to just, understand that how do I do it. There has to be a person who tells you how it can be done. He tells you can build a temple, you can install the TDs like this, you can offer obeisances like this, and you can pray like this, So all those things have to be expanded. And practical instruction according to time, place, circumstances has to be given. That's why an acharya is there. Prabhupada is an acharya. He's, according to the time, place, situation, and circumstance, he can interpret the Bhagavad Gita for practical application for you. It may have been different during Ramanuja's time about 1,000 years back. He's a Acharya at that time. And for this time in Kali Yuga, for the type of people we are, the type of lifestyle we have, how do we practice these principles? In this type of those details, you will require, that's the meaning of Acharya. According to the time, place, situation, and circumstance, he crafts a whole method and a whole lifestyle and a whole plan on how you could apply the Bhagavad Gita. But that is only a specially empowered person can do. So you need that type of a person. And then you need people who are following it to inspire you to do the practicals also. Yeah. And Krishna is saying it's required. Throughout the Shastra it's mentioned. A person is required to instruct you, mentor you, and take you forward.
And he
Okay,
also,
any more innocent questions?
and also he takes Guru.
Pardon?
He also takes Guru when he comes.
Who?
Krishna also takes Guru when he comes personally.
Yeah, but don't mistake that to be just like you. That is the Leela.
Yeah.
He's accepting Guru because guys like us are watching him. We are monkeys like the Pachatantra tail. We get a tail stuck somewhere in between. So we'll do the same thing you did. Okay, this is a good thing. He's trying to model it for us. But be careful about mapping our situation on Krishna. Do it with knowledge and care. He's doing it because he's forced to do it. But we guys are watching very carefully what he's doing. So he's doing it. Yad acharati sreshtas tattateve taro jana. He told Arjuna also, better do this. Guys are watching. We got to do exactly what you do. He'll also desert his family and run away, desert his responsibility. So you got to do. Right? Name partasi kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. I actually have no duty. I am God. I have nothing to do in this world. I have no duty, nothing. But still I am doing. Why? These guys are watching. They are dangerous guys. These guys are watching. They'll immediately become God. That's right. Okay? Yeah.
Was a question, let's say a practical question.
Give him a mic.
A couple of practical questions. I'd like to know your point of view. Let's say in ISKCON, somebody takes initiation. His spiritual master passes away in 3 months or 6 months or a year. You mentioned talking about a living mentor to do living service. What would be that person's responsibility? Number one, that's one question. Sometimes people also take initiation a little prematurely, and the spiritual master himself has some difficulty later on. That would be the second question. And then the third question is, there are spiritual masters who have thousands of disciples, and there is not much opportunity for sevaya or pariprashnena. So Maharaj, how would you guide that scenarios?
Yeah, now we're getting down to brass tacks. Prabhupada has intelligently set up an organization. We are not some guru in isolation somewhere in Columbus, Ohio, with a flock of people, hanging around and burdened with having to instruct them and carry them forward. That's why the organization is very important. And the Acharya is very important. Prabhupada insisted about his position as founder Acharya. You must know that. He got very disturbed when somebody removed that and printed the books without A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. That's all. I've seen that book. There's nothing written underneath. Prabhupada was furious. He knew that one of his godbrothers or some of his godbrothers are working behind and influencing his disciples. He said, put their founder Acharya. Whenever you write ISKCON, you put underneath their founder Acharya. International Society for Krishna Consciousness. You make sure that he is the founder Acharya. In common parlance, you can translate it as foundational guru. Prabhupada uses the word Acharya and Guru synonymously a lot in his writings also. So you can, for simple understanding, you can say foundational Guru. He has given the books, he has given the lifestyle of Krishna consciousness, He has given the teachings, he has modeled it and shown us by his own life and sacrifice and service. And he has done a huge amount, bringing the whole absolute truth in a very simple manner that anybody can understand and execute and become very close to Krishna by using Lord Chaitanya's method of chanting the holy name. So he has crafted the whole thing very. Therefore, the organization is important, and all the devotees in the organization are all following the same thing. He is the foundational guru, the foundational acharya. Once we understand him, his teachings, his position, then even if something happens, number one, number two, you said, you have a good padding. Guruship, in my own understanding and my realization, it doesn't mean it is only the purview of the Diksha Guru. Guruship is something experienced by a disciple. Even Krishna is Antaryami Guru in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says, he's from inside the heart instructing you. Is he not Guru?
Yes.
He's giving you all the time. In fact, even what your Diksha Guru says, it comes out from the instruction. So he is a very important Guru, the Super Soul, Paramatma. And he's labeled as Antaryami Guru. And there is a Vaishnava who comes and gives you good relevant instructions and helps you, answers your questions and helps you as a Siksha Guru. Then you have the Diksha Guru, is that Siksha Guru who becomes very close to you in your instructions, and finally you tell him, you say, I've got a lot of Siksha from you and I think that you should be my Diksha Guru. I want to formalize my relationship with you and make it serious. Sishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Praparnam. Arjuna also became serious on the battlefield. I know we both are good friends. For long. We've done all sorts of amazing things. You know, you get me the girl I want, and I get you the girl you want. And we did all sorts of friendly things and we hung around. But now it's serious business. That's why he said, Sishyasteham Shadimam. Now, accept me as your disciple. It's serious. And he has serious questions. He didn't ask about the next door girl and the love letter he can write to this girl or something. This is different. I am stuck. I am flummoxed. What shall I do now with all these things in my head and I don't feel like fighting? It's serious business. So he asked serious questions. And Krishna gave him serious answers as Guru. So formalizing a relationship means I become serious about accepting you as a Guru. So that happens when the Siksha Guru is, quite close and instructing and you have faith and confidence in formalized relationship. So that's a Diksha Guru. So similarly, don't you think Prabhupada has mentioned in his book Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru, Vartama Pradarshaka Guru. He has mentioned this. Now, would you not also include Prabhupada as one of the category of gurus whom you should take seriously? He wrote the books, he wrote everything together. Like a foundational guru. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Founder Acharya, Mani. He said that. So we have the broad, wonderful umbrella and the cushion for anybody that if there is some sort of a mishap like that, there are many who will help you out and you can, take instructions from whatever Prabhupada has mentioned. Add it to what your Guru has mentioned to you. Okay, he left the body and he's no more present in front of you. But you have his instructions, you have Prabhupada's instructions, which he used and gave you. So it's not that you are lost and Guru's instructions are the only thing in my head. And he's not there, so no. He has been giving instructions to you from Prabhupada's books. He's introducing you to read Prabhupada's books. He's answering your questions. And you can watch him also practicing the same thing. And in this way, he's instructed you, and if he's not there for some reason, it's okay, you can carry on. It's not so difficult. This is Prabhupada's genius. He gave us that framework. That answers your 1 and 2 question. Okay?
And now the third question is, what is the right understanding of?
We finish. What one bit, sorry to disturb you. So therefore, everyone, the GBC has mentioned in the resolution, every follower of ISKCON can have a direct relationship with A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada as the founder Acharya. So that's a key guruship factor. A foundation guru relationship with the Acharya. Everybody has. You don't have to be initiated by him to have it, like the Ritvik are saying. It's not necessary to be initiated by Prabhupada and he will be a Diksha Guru and all that. It's not required for you to do that. You can have a relationship with Prabhupada. He's the founder. And he already mentioned, I will never die. I'll be in my books. I'll speak to you from my books. I'll give you instruction from my books. So you can relate to him. He's available. And he's a major contributor. Everybody else is contributing from his teachings only. Supposed to also. So what's the problem? But at the same time, like he doesn't have to be a Diksha Guru in order for you to have a relationship. It's not that you have to, get a Diksha from anybody, only then he will be a Guru. Sometimes we have all this understanding. Guruship, is only offered by the person. Of course, he plays a major role with Diksha Guru. Because he is a Siksha Guru who has become your formal Guru in Diksha. And there are many things mentioned like that. So there are aspects of it also to be noted. But the fact that Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya, is accessible for everybody is a big thing. And I think a lot of people don't know this very well. So they feel all this. But this is a life principle. Many people I know have been initiated, once or even twice, and they take shelter of Prabhupada. They are very enthusiastically serving. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
One last question. Sometimes we see that people have, like for example, Ritviks might be more inclined towards Prabhupada and they will discount everybody else. And then sometimes we also see a disciple may have a relationship with this guru and there is a sort of a cult forming where, with sort of ignoring some of Prabhupada's basic instructions of unity and cooperation. So can you please comment on the relationship of a disciple with Guru and with Acharya and the balance, the proper balance of understanding in these two things?
He's really cornering me with some sense. Stump the Swami. Well, these are sensitive things, and I hope that we understood in the proper perspective. That's my understanding and my realization. But definitely, ISKCON has also gone through its learning curve. It's not that we have not made some mistakes. But those mistakes I don't think are like so, bad that the sky will fall on your head and you're ruined and you're finished now. I don't think they're so bad. And a lot of organizations go through it a little. But there have been a lot of sincere devotees who have upheld the Prabhupada's movement by following his instructions, instituting them, teaching them, being a good example. And in this way, the movement is moved on to greater learning and better understanding of the Guru Tattva and executing it. So, I think that two questions you asked. One is about the relationship with Prabhupada. The other thing is about some cult following type of thing. These are all very natural things in the material world. It's not that only in ISKCON it's happening. You can see it in the Shastra also, in many places. You can see all sorts of gurus having their own this thing. If you look at the Shat Darshanas, Kannada, Kapila, Gautama, and all of them, it's mentioned only. And then this Vedanta Sutra, Vedas. In the Shant Darshanas, you'll see all of those gurus, they are not even speaking about the absolute truth so much. They're not, some of them are, percentage of theism is very less in their understanding of the truth and explanations of the truth. But it's not something new. So, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Vedavyas spoke to all of them and gave them the information, but they assimilated it in different ways. It was on his own disciples actually. And it's mentioned in the Bhagavatam, the thing that Vedavas was waiting to speak Bhagavatam only to Shukadeva Goswami. Although he spoke to others, but he was really waiting for that, and Shukadeva Goswami came and he spoke to him, he immediately got it exactly as it should be got. And then Sukhamukhat Amrita Drava Samyutam. When he spoke it, it came out with rasa. Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayi Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. Because he spoke it out with rasa. And the same Vedavyas was sitting there and hearing my son speaking. Wow, it's great. It's coming out in a completely different with rasa in it. And not only he, there was Parashara Muni sitting and hearing Sukadeva Goswami. There was Narada Muni, you see that all of them are hearing. They are hearing the Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami. Because he got it. He got it. So, my point is that the absolute truth is the main focus. It's not about, we're not fanatic about some guruship of somebody or something. If a person is really interested in the absolute truth, he will not think about these things too much. He go for it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Diksha Guru was Bipin Bihari. He didn't, take lessons from him much. He would go and respect him and offer him dakshina, offer him fruits and things for your praising system and all that. But he had a difference of opinion with him about certain aspects of things and all that. So he was not like listening to him. He was actually far more qualified than him, which his son, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, commented upon too. Bipin Bihari Goswami. That's another story. And you can see that, if a person is interested in knowing the truth, he will get it. He knows where to get it. He'll go behind those people who have it. He'll get it. They don't get stuck in all this, small things. So, in the material world, these things will happen. One who is interested in the absolute truth will go beyond it and get it. Because Krishna is the giver of the truth. Krishna is the giver of bhakti. And he's the one who will actually see your eagerness, tatra mulyam laulyam, and your greed to get it. And people who have been in worse situations have got Krishna bhakti and gone back to God. Okay? I hope that answers your question. Om Tat Sat. This atmosphere is filled with some sort of a dense heaviness. Topics concerned, and people are wondering, wow, I didn't know this. Where is the Swami coming from? Weight drop of spanner in the works. I was thinking of this and that. No, I just want you to know that Krishna, Prabhupada says, Krishna is very kind. Krishna is very merciful. If you are genuinely interested, everything will be based on Krishna's mercy and the pure devotee's mercy. So, we will sincerely endeavor as per the instructions given by Prabhupada in his books. Srila Prabhupada is definitely a great, amazing, pure soul. And you can see from his life, his teachings, his seva to whole humanity and to the parampara, what he is, who he is. And we can always take recourse to Prabhupada and take shelter of Prabhupada. And in this way, we can tide over all different challenges. So the movement of ISKCON, and Prabhupada, his teachings, and all the wonderful tools he has given, we should take advantage of that and focus on achieving love of Krishna as our main goal. We'll always be challenged in this world in different ways. But Prabhupada has set up the system in such a way, even if you're challenged, you can get it. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki! Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Patna Swami Maharaj ki.
Maharaj, would you like to finish with
Maharaj is also giving a lecture tomorrow in the temple, Thursday feast, starting from 6:30. So you all please join the
Starts at
temple.
6:30. 6 to the temple.
The lecture is at 7.
Lecture 7, 6
lecture 6:30 Gaurarti, 7 p.m.
You said something?
Maharaj, is there a possibility of doing a little kirtan?
I am ready. I thought you guys are late and it's a working day. I am a free man. I don't go for a job. This is my job.
Maharaj, should we stand up or?
It's all up to you. I don't mind standing up.
Okay. Students will do a little kirtan. Hare Krishna. And Maharaj loves to lead very nice kirtans.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhu Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare